in it.
A big shit.
I was actually addicted to, and teens develop problems like eating disorders and drug addiction. For actual conversations, I prefer calling or FaceTime.
Your children. I do scramble.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's fucking magic. God, I love a Bloody Mary.
Yes, we do. I hate making it.
Whoa, that's actually crazy.
It is sesame. Do you go around saying this is not food?
Yeah, we had like triple drinks. So like, yeah, like triple Kubali bread.
Can I take 2 of them?
2? No.
Vocals? Do you wear wigs?
No, I don't.
Do you wear wigs?
No, I don't.
Will you wear wigs? To update you on what I'm reading, actually. Okay, so, I mean, I have to admit I kind of overdid it this time because I was visiting the library and also I also have this bad boy. I've had this bad boy for like a month now. Trying to get through it, it's really difficult because I don't have time to actually read art books all that much, but it is there. It's really basic, to be honest. I don't think it's very diverse. But when it comes to this pile, I started The Little Friend because it's the last novel from Donna Tartt I haven't read. And I am progressing pretty well. It's not my favorite one, but to be honest, it's really difficult to like kind of peak at the level that The Goldfinch peaked and also The Secret History peaked. Which by the way, I'm writing my thesis on The Secret History and I will be updating you guys on that. I've been reading Little Friend for like, not even like 2 months maybe. Like every single Donna Tartt book takes me ages to get through, but every single time it's really worth it. So I just love her writing style. It's something about like crafting the sentences and like the way she describes things. So that's The Little Friend. I need to move on because I have a lot to talk about. I have Together We Will Go by an author I will not even attempt to pronounce. And this book is kind of my student club pick for the end of May. So I have to get through it either this week or the next week, which is really difficult because I am in the middle of exams. So the book is about people who decide to end their lives together, kind of. They're on a bus and they reach a certain destination and they just, at least they plan on ending their life. I have this little art book, which I also picked up at the library. And it's been a few weeks and I haven't really progressed all that much. I'm on page 50. But this is Art Monsters by Laura Nelkin. And it is kind of like a collection of essays about the female body portrayed in art. And it is really interesting so far. in those first 50 pages. I am not ashamed to admit that I picked this up solely because of the cover. Next week is exam week, in a sense that I will be studying the whole week, and then is the actual exam week. So we will see how the reading goes, because I have a lot of university reading that I have to get through just to even like try to pass these exams. But yeah, I will see you another time.
And there were a lot of, at the same time, the society or the leader.
Tales from Ovid this is a translation by Ted Hughes, and this is a book that my English language professor said he really loved, and I read a few first pages and I was like, okay, I think I have to get this actually. I had a class on romanticism in British literature today, and it reminded me a lot of this, just because we were talking about the concept of sublime, and that's something I'm really interested in. But yeah, I am still progressing on Together We Will Go. So far 60 pages in, but I was so scared of the format because I felt like the email thing wouldn't really work for me, but so far it hasn't been that bad. And so, to be honest, I expected it to be the whole thing in emails, which is not what this is. It's also like written out with little logs and stuff from the people on the bus. Yeah, I have like messages right here. But it is not like I'm trying to decipher the story or anything. It's actually pretty readable so far. And the rest of the week studying for exams. Yay. I'll see you then. I need some butter.
I need butter. Alltså känner jag inte.
Look at the hands. See if they're like 45 fingers. Marvin Gaye, how does real.
So I finished Together We Will Go. Overall, I actually did I enjoy the book? I don't know. The thing is, the theme doesn't really allow you to exactly enjoy the book, even though I did find it like quite cheesy at times. It was kind of surprising for me to find it cheesy, despite the fact that it talked about like serious issues and the way it approached suicidal thoughts and like the taking the decision to end your life. I don't think the book was really targeted towards me. Just because I've done this with the Midnight Library as well. I realized that this topic is not something that I particularly enjoy. And it might be because I have not experienced those feelings myself, and therefore I cannot like rely on relating to the book in order to enjoy it. Some of the plot decisions in that book didn't really sit right with me. I'm not gonna spoil anything, But in regards to Chanel and Vaughn, I was a bit icky about that, just like a little bit. And to be honest, from what I've read on Goodreads, not many people actually talked about these two. So I'm kind of interested in like what you guys think in case you actually read the book. Because to me, it was a big turnoff. And I'm not sure if that was in order to like reinforce the theme of like the fact that they were about to end their life. And therefore they kind of did not give a shit about societal conventions and stuff like that. When it came to the book as from like a writing perspective, I actually did not mind the format of the book, because the book is formatted in a way where it's kind of just like a collection of voice memos and like emails, text messages. And I was really scared at first because when I was reading the book, at the beginning there's like a part where you have two emails right after each other, I guess. And what happens is that when you reply to an email, right, you have your reply as the first thing, and then you have the email you were replying to. That's what happened in the book, and I got really confused for a few seconds while reading it because you are used to the chronological order of the story. And so that threw me off a little bit, but it did not happen in the rest of the book. So in the end, I didn't really mind all that much. And actually one of the things that I did not mind was the fact that it made the book actually quite fast-paced, and I was able to get through it in like, it was like 4 days for me, but it could have been like 2 days if I actually like properly put effort into reading the book as much as I could. It had so many like main characters. It slipped into this scenario where all of them sounded the same to me. Apart from one character, everybody else sounded the same. Like if you didn't show me the name, I actually had to go back a few times to like check who was actually talking because I forgot. Or like I could not tell from the context of the text. And that was something that bothered me a little bit. I gave it 2 stars, so I think that speaks a lot about how I actually enjoyed it. Hello. Hello. You cannot see, but right now I'm focusing on Art Monsters and Hugh's Tales from Ovid. Just because I started Tales from Ovid impulsively a few days ago. Actually, the very day I picked up the book from the library. But we were doing some revision today and yesterday because I had most of my classes today and yesterday, and this is the last week. The very last week actually made me quite emotional, if I'm being honest. I did not expect to get that because there are a lot of professors that I'm losing this semester and I won't have again. And so I kind of just spent yesterday and today being kind of sad.
Já ti ukážu moji kameru doma.
Ne!
Ne ten novej, ten starší.
Ale to je jedno.
Mám Osmo Pocket.
To je jedno.
Mám Osmo Pocket a neřeknu vám.
Na Osmo Pocket, vole.
Yeah.
Yes. Look at the little tourist.
Yeah, I'm fucking...
No,
Please.
you're not fucking. Horrible.
Oh, ja, the little game now.
Ja, natuurlijk.
Austria, from the audience, you have received 100. You truly have.
Takže hledej celou dobu kámen mudrců do pinče. Celý
Buď já ji vyhodím tady, nebo kdyby s tím náhodou. Mějte se, nashledanou.
Mohli jsme být 5 sérií úplně jako...
Jednou jsem byl jako...
Třeba by to nebylo tak...
Nebo jako...
Třeba Jon.
Štěpáne.
Ty fotky, že je tam zeď, jako, ale...
Že my jsme
Jako, že když je to prostě nezakrývá, že to prostě pošle do světa.
Kdo to přeprul?
Richard. This was the last week of classes, and if I'm being honest, it's just been kind of like laying on my shoulders a little bit, just thinking about the fact that like I'm not gonna see these people for several months at least. And they've been quite a huge part of my life for the last 2 years. So I don't know, it was just like I got really emotional yesterday during the day and also like after classes, just because kind of like a few of the teachers seemed to have similar feelings too, which is having conversations with them. My literature professor got actually quite emotional, and I thought that was really cute because she's been like a big support throughout this, especially this last semester. I had my last class yesterday, and I spent most of the evening writing emails and like thanking everyone just because I am never really confident enough to express myself in person. I was really lucky that I had a bunch of really good people teaching me for a bunch of semesters, a bunch of people that were really passionate about what they were doing. They actually put the effort into trying as much as possible to help you in any way. It was very obvious that most of these people really loved what they were doing. And I had this urge to like keep telling them over and over how much I appreciated them. Just because I didn't know what to do with all that affection and all that respect. And like these past 2 years have been really good, to be honest. I really enjoy university. But yeah, I have a lot of fond memories of this semester, especially of this semester, but also overall these past 2 years. And even though exams are not done yet, I will have a whole new environment to get accustomed to next one in fall. And so I got quite sad. I got quite like, I thought I was gonna cry. I was actually rambling for so long that like my little pod died, so I don't know how much I got to say at the end, but yeah, it's just, this semester has been really, really crazy in a lot of ways, but most of the ways are positive, you know? So just wanted to say that I am really appreciative of everyone who was part of it and everyone who wasn't. And, you know, it allowed me to grow as a person, and I'm always grateful for that. So yeah, I have those.